We are back on the Rational Boomer podcast. Hopefully, your day is going well. It is Tuesday. Actually, it's Monday. We are also doing this in conjunction with going live on YouTube. I was going to go live on TikTok today, which is a little more hectic, a little more crazy. But one of my moderators couldn't be there. He's going to be on a flight. And if I'm going to go on TikTok, I really need the moderators because those Trumplafucks just get crazy out there. They're trying to take you down at every turn. And I said, okay, I tell you what, I'll do the TikTok live tomorrow. And I'll try the YouTube live again this time. It's so much easier doing the podcast when I'm doing a TikTok live because it's a lot like when I do it with the emails, because I've got people asking questions, making comments, and that sort of thing. So now we've started the YouTube live. We've got a couple of people out there already. Just so you know what's going on, we're going to talk about the day's business and news. I'm recording this as well for the Rational Boomer podcast, both the audio and the video version. So we're going to be talking here, taking some questions and all that sort of thing. Rhonda says, hello, Mike. Hey, how you doing? Old Souls here. Hey, chat. We've got a bunch of people coming in, and it's good to see that. If you're on the YouTube live, by all means, make comments, questions, whatever you like. Obi Mom Kenobi, I love that name. Good evening, Felicia. Hello. Zeta, hi. I appreciate you all popping in here because this makes it so much easier for me to do this if I've got people out there. Christy from Iowa, Bobby from, it doesn't say where he's from, Gene Reese, hey Mike, John Foster. We got a lot of people coming in. We got about 45 people coming in, and they're coming in quickly. Did you see that Johnson caved? Yeah, Old Soul, I did see that. And I told you he would. Everybody was upset about the prospect of the country being shut down because of this, yet again, another funding bill that the MAGA is going to try to stop. And as I've told you before, they tried this 3 times and it didn't work all 3 times. So I couldn't really understand why people were so concerned and so upset about it. If they are, Jose, Florida in the house, good to see you. Judy from New Mexico, always look forward to listening to your videos. Thank you. But all 3 times before when they threatened to shut down the country, it never worked. Each time Joe Biden played Kevin McCarthy or played Mike Johnson, and I knew that was going to happen now. Now they're looking at maybe ousting Mike Johnson as Speaker. Big deal. He's going to be gone in January anyway. Hakeem Jeffries will be taking over. Old Soul, the SAVE Act would have kicked 90% of married women off the voters' roll. Dems wasn't going to go for that. Yeah, the whole thing was just absolutely ridiculous. I think people are finally starting to get hip to this whole situation, that the Republicans are in fact at war against women. And if they understand that, why would any woman vote Republican? Not just Donald Trump, but any of them. Why would they do that? And I think most people are starting to realize this. Joseph says, I never miss anything you post. Well, you're beating my wife on that because she misses everything I post. Pauline from Guelph, Ontario. Love Canada, beautiful country. What's the status of the government shutdown? It's not going to happen. They've already come up with some plan to avoid it. It's a very clean bill. The SAVE Act's not in it. I told you not to worry about it when they were talking about it, and now you don't have to worry about it. The country's not going to shut down. Obi-Mom Kenobi says the SAVE Act would have kicked women off the rolls. Are you kidding me? No, if Old Soul says it, I guarantee you it's true. Old Soul is a very smart lady. I have her on the Rational Boomer podcast quite a lot, and I love Old Soul, but I have her on there mostly because she makes me look good and makes me look smart. What's happening on the 26th? Okay, September 26th, that's Thursday. There's a couple of things going on there. We've got the opening arguments for Donald Trump's appeal of his lawsuit. I thought it was the Letitia James lawsuit. Somebody else told me it was the E. Jean Carroll. I'm not really sure which one. It doesn't really matter. It's a lot of money, and he wanted to appeal it, and he's going to fucking lose it. Hi, sir. Could you show your feet, please? Why? Why? Old soul. No, I'm not going to show you my feet. You come here and tell me to do shit, especially stupid shit. I'm not going to do it. I don't listen to shit. The SAVE Act started women's marriage license, driver's license, SSC, all would have to match in order to vote. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And when women get married, there's a switch in names and all that sort of thing. And that's just another shot at making it chaotic and confusing. Uh, Joe, hello, Mike from Detroit. Love Detroit. I've been to Detroit a number of times. You should go live more on YouTube. Everything you post, I view on YouTube. Well, I'm going to start going live more on YouTube. At first, TikTok, I have so many followers there, it just gets crazy. And then the Trumplefucks come in. And now that I'm getting more followers on YouTube, it makes it more interesting, but it's not as chaotic. I can deal with most of the questions, that one. Robert says, 81-year-old expat living in the Philippines. Love your videos. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate. Why not? Let's check those tolls. Shut up. Just shut up. Hey, Rational, I was wondering, does your knee grow? Okay, here's what we got here now. We've got uh, we've got some Trumplefucks coming in because they're scared, um, and I'm not even going to respond to them. And I will tell you this: if you're of a like mind with me and you see the Trumplefucks coming in, I've never seen them coming in before, so they must be really scared. Just ignore them. Don't argue with them. Um, JB, Dr. Arlene has 800,000 Poland. Arlene said 800,000 Poland residents from PA going for Kamala. Yeah, absolutely. And the reason the Polish people are so strongly behind Kamala is because of the Ukraine war. Uh, the Republicans don't want to help Ukraine, but the problem with not helping Ukraine is that once Russia takes over Ukraine, they're not stopping there. They're going to go to Poland, which is a NATO country, which is going to cause a world war and put Poland in jeopardy. Common sense. Think beyond the end of your nose, but Republicans are unable to do that. Okay, let's see here. I'm blocking, well, I don't know if I'm blocking them, but I'm taking them off. Hi, Boomer from Virginia. Things look good for the blue wave. Voted today. Way to go. Yeah, I've been saying this a long time. I think that Kamala will win in a big way. It just makes sense. And now I'm hearing more and more people agreeing with me. And I think that's what's going to happen here. We've always seen these polls, oh, it's so tight, it's so tight. But as we get closer to the election and it seems apparent that Kamala is going to win in a big way, they're not going to um, hold on a second here. I'm just, I'm going to report somebody. I don't have moderators here on YouTube. So when I see some people that are particularly dipshits, I'm just going to get rid of them best I can. It's not as busy here as TikTok, so I can do it myself. I wonder when Kamala and Tim are going to Florida. That's a good question. They should go to Florida. We've got some interesting things going down there. People are thinking that Florida could flip blue, which would be crazy if it did happen. It would go a long way and almost make it impossible for Donald Trump to win there. And given the fact that they have the abortion question on the ballot, that's going to bring a lot of people out. It's also going to be a problem for Rick Scott, too. This lady, Powell is her name, is running against Rick Scott. She's a Democrat, used to be a member of Congress. She's got a good chance of beating him. They're very close in the race right now, like 42 to 44%, within the margin of error. And if Rick Scott loses, which is distinctly possible, if you're not going to vote for Donald Trump in Florida, why would you vote for Rick Scott? It's absolutely crazy. And Ted Cruz could lose in Texas too, because everybody fucking hates Ted Cruz. Okay. We got some weirdos out there. We got some idiots. I've never really experienced that on YouTube of getting the Trumplafucks. And I'm going to tell you what's the deal with the Trumplafucks are. They're seeing the writing on the wall. They understand that they're going to lose. It's unquestionable. They are going to lose. And now they're trying to do whatever they can to cause misinformation or cause chaos. But I'm going to tell you something, Trump fucks. You don't make me nervous. You don't make me scared. You're not going to stop me. So fuck yourself. Trump fucks are bullies essentially, which means they're cowards, and they don't want anybody to gain anything. They're trying to talk bullshit. Like I heard something today. People were talking about some poll in Arizona. Oh no, the honeymoon's over for Kamala. No, it's not. It's not. They're going to tell you a lot of things to make you think that it's a losing case for Kamala Harris, and it's not. It's going very strong, and she's not going to lose. There's just no way you're going to lose. Zeta says, I got a notice on TikTok to come over and see you live. Well, it's funny. I didn't put it on TikTok. Somebody who's on TikTok must have done it. The reason I didn't put it on TikTok is I figured TikTok would take it down because I mentioned YouTube. So I didn't do it. So apparently there's somebody on TikTok doing that for me. Thank you. 54 Custom Line. Hey man, what's your favorite old car or truck? My dad, and he was a dick, but my dad used to collect older cars, and there's a lot of great older cars. I like the old Ford trucks, in the 50s, late 50s, that sort of thing. I'm not a car freak, so I don't know the specifics. I love. My dad had a Mustang convertible that I told him to buy at the time, and it was a good move. When I was like 18, I had a 1969 Cougar convertible. Great car, beautiful car. I love that kind of thing. Fan from Denver, share your YouTube videos often on Threads. Thank you. I'm on Threads, but I never really got much traction there. And I'm posting on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I'm too lazy. I just don't do it. Let's see here. Finally figuring this out. Hey, could you shout my dog out? He just died. He'll be missed by the whole family. His name was Barry. Okay, you're gone too. People think they're funny. That's the funny thing is, and I'll say this to the Trumplafucks. I've had some Trumplafucks on the Rational Boomer podcast before, thinking they're going to do something, think they're going to teach me a lesson. Every time they get their ass kicked because, well, they're stupid. They're just flat out stupid. You have to bear with me here. I just figured out how to get rid of these people, and I'm going to do that. And I got a lot of Trumplafucks out here this time. What the hell is going on? Like I say, you must be scared. Jazz Maniac says, hope our huge uptick in young female voters nationwide. Thank you, Taylor and Billy. Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish. Absolutely. Absolutely. That was a big help. But let's be honest. When you have a party that supports banning abortion, every woman should support Kamala Harris. I mean, when it comes down to taking a constitutional right away from women, why would you vote for motherfuckers like that? I heard the guy in Pennsylvania who's running for the Senate, he was joking about the abortion thing, and there was a lot of older women in the audience, and he said, because they were all over 50 or something, you guys don't have anything to worry about. So you might as well vote Republican. Well, wait a minute, motherfucker. I'm 64, my wife's 64. We are worried about it. We're not having more kids, but you know who is? My kids and maybe my grandkids. You want to take away constitutional rights away from my granddaughter or my daughter-in-law? Well, you better be fucking ready because there's going to be a fight. Do you think JD will debate Kamala again, or Trump will debate Kamala again? Well, he says no. The smart move would be to say no. But they're putting out these promotional things, or these commercials saying he's chicken. And that's a problem for Donald Trump. As a narcissist, he can't help himself if somebody is questioning his masculinity or whether he's chicken or not. So he may be pushed to do it. It would be a bad move. His people around him know it's a bad move, but we know that Donald Trump doesn't listen to shit. How long do you think the media will keep saying it's close? I say in October, they start leaning the other way because we're getting too close. And they're going to have to do something to change it up. There's just no way it's close. You look at the facts, Donald Trump, the worst candidate in presidential history. Kamala, probably the best, most popular in presidential history. She's out fundraising him by 4 times. She's got a great ground game. Donald Trump has no ground game. So it doesn't take a genius to realize what's going on here. Jason says Joe won by almost 8 million, hoping she wins by 10. I will tell you this. When she wins, she'll win by more than 10. She'll probably double what Joe did, if not better. Take your time, Mike, to block who you need. Yeah, I will. I will. Thank you. Now I'm going to have to get moderators over here too. Claudia says, I think so too, Boomer. Look at her crowds and the money. Tell me it's not close. Yeah. I just heard something today. Some of you may know my wife and I have a place down in Savannah, Georgia. I'm in Minnesota right now, but we have a place in Savannah. Absolutely lovely place. The people are wonderful. Cultural, the food, the beach at Tybee Island. Love it. I understand Donald Trump is going to be there. Now that pisses me off. I don't know when he's going to be there. I'm going to be in Savannah on October 6th through the 10th, I think. And I hope he's not there when I'm there. Then I'm going to have to shower more often. Diane says, are you worried about the Electoral College giving the election to Trump? No, not at all. Not at all, because it's going to even be a bigger separation in the votes. Joe Biden won the Electoral College substantially. Actually, Joe Biden won in the Electoral College by the same amount Donald Trump won in 2016. Donald Trump said when he won, it was a landslide, and when Joe won, he barely won. So yeah, she's going to get more votes, and we're going to see states voting blue that have been red for a long time. There's going to be some states that flip. So I'm not worried about the Electoral College. Let's be honest. If she can win North Carolina and Pennsylvania, she's going to win the election. North Carolina, the Republicans fucked that up good with Mark Robinson and all his creepy, weird shit that he did. Now, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance will not say we don't endorse him anymore. They just distract and divert, and they won't really answer it. That's a bad move because Mark Robinson is no chance of winning the governorship now with the embarrassing things that have come out. He's just doing what Republicans do, and he's doubling and tripling down, and that never works for him. Think about all the things he's doubled and tripled down about. Just does not work. Okay, here's another one I got to get rid of. Motherfuckers. All right. I'm really surprised I'm getting so many Trumplafucks here. I'm actually happy about that because that means we're getting more followers on YouTube, and it also means that they're getting scared. And I love it when they're scared. I thought for sure you'd be a Trumper. Yeah. No. You know why I'm not a Trumper? because I'm not a dumb fuck, and neither are most of the people listening to this live. We're not stupid. Old Soul says Tom Hartman wrote a piece in the New Republic. If anyone wants to read how the SAVE Act would disenfranchise women and gave the president power over elections and not the states, it's a good read. Take the advice of Old Soul. She knows what the fuck she's talking about. Alex Morris, he says, and enjoy this, Alex. He says, so socialism and control over capitalism and freedom. Well, Alex, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you're gone. Claudia says, I'm blocking them too. By all means, anybody you see that comes out of the woodwork here, I would block them for your case too. Old Soul says, I'll dance a jig if Ted Cruz loses. And Old Soul, I will hold you to that. I want to see that jig, and I think Ted Cruz will probably lose. There is nobody more hated in the Senate than Ted Cruz, and he doesn't have the money, and his opponent is kicking his ass. It's close from the polls, but understand these polls, you got to take them with a grain of salt. The polls are frequently wrong. They were wrong in 2016. They were wrong in 2020. Remember in 2022 when they said there would be a red wave and there wasn't? The reason there wasn't a red wave is because they just overturned Roe v. Wade. They thought women would forget about it and say, it's not a big deal. If that's the case, you never dated or married a woman because they don't forget about it, especially when you take their constitutional rights away from them. And they haven't forgot about it in 2024 either. This is a horrible situation. If you ever want to hear about the tragedies of this abortion ban, listen to the shows with Old Soul. She's got many tragic stories. Women becoming deathly ill before they can get help. Women actually dying in the process of trying to accommodate one of these draconian laws in one of these red states. It's absolutely horrific. Women should have complete autonomy over their body like men do, and the government should stay out of it. You know what's funny is the Republicans were always known, we want smaller government. We don't want government intruding in our lives. We want to be independent. We want freedom. Like they say, we want freedom. But apparently women who happen to be pregnant, you don't want them to have freedom. You don't want them to have rights over their own body. Hold on, I got another one. People will say to me, why do you block Trump-the-fucks? Don't you want to tell them what they should know? They don't have the ability to grasp truth or logic or anything. And the reason is that I've debated these people before, and it just doesn't make any sense to them. No matter what you say, no matter what evidence you have, they don't believe it. So I block them for one reason, because I want to protect the platform, whether it be TikTok or YouTube. As long as they have free run over my site, they're going to go whining to YouTube or whining to TikTok. Oh, you were mean to me. And then I have to deal with that whole process and appeal this shit. And it's just not worth it. I'd rather talk to people of a like mind, try to get people together to do what we need to do, than allowing these clowns that don't have a platform for themselves to hijack somebody else's platform, mine or anybody like me, and try to put out this bullshit. Texas Repo says, not everyone hates Ted Cruz. He's going to remain a senator. You want to put some money on it? I got some money. We can put some money on it. Rhonda Wilkins, Trump is just going through the motions now, 44 days. You know, that's the sense you get about this. He is kind of going through the motions. He's running out of money. Physically, he's weak. He's not campaigning like he should. He has no ground game. He's just going through the motions. At this point, he knows he's going to lose. So he's going to try hard to cheat and get it after the fact. Kamala's going to win. There's no question about that. And he's going to try to get it back after the election. The only problem he's not considering is this. He's not considering the fact that in 2020, he was the sitting president. He had control. He had the ability to set up this insurrection on January 6, 2021, and hold back the National Guard. That's not the case here. First of all, everything he's doing, everybody knows what's coming. Kamala Harris has hired 10 times as many lawyers as they had in 2020. They know what they're doing. They're top lawyers, and they're going to shut them down. Secondly, when it comes to the certification on January 6th, Joe Biden's the president. Kamala Harris will be the president-elect. She is the vice president in charge of the certification in the end. They don't have a chance. They can try to cheat, but it's not going to work. Mira Patel, I'm a Democrat, but as a military member, what's your thought when Kamala said no military members are in a combat zone? Genuine question, sir. I don't even know what the question is there. No military members are in a combat zone. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Are we in a combat zone now? There are no wars. But it depends on what you term a combat zone. And more importantly, what's your point? What's your point? First of all, I never heard her say that. I hear Trump-leflux frequently making shit up and then saying it's true. I don't trust Trump-leflux. And I got to be honest with you. That's a dumb question, and that makes no sense. So you're gone. Don't care. Carolyn, you got quite an interesting group. Yeah, this is a different group than I normally get. Normally it's pretty calm and pretty quiet. Not many Trump-leflux coming in, but tonight's a different story. Paul Butler, love the Rational Boomer. Great to see you live. Thank you very much. Anyhow, God damn it, there's a lot of Trump-leflux out here. My moderator on TikTok, he said, last time you did YouTube, you didn't call me. And I said, well, I didn't think that I needed it. And I talked to him today about TikTok. He said, no, I'm going to be in a plane. I said, I'll just do it on YouTube. It won't be a problem. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm getting a lot more Trump-leflux than I normally do. And I wonder, you know what the only difference is? You know what the difference is? I did something I don't normally do. I did a short video saying I'm going to be live at 9:30. So that may be why I got all the Trump-leflux in here. Cat Sound says, Kamala just had an exceptional week for donations. Hell yes, she did. And guess who didn't? Donald Trump. And the thing about Donald Trump, he's going to be getting less and less money, and all the money he gets goes to legal fees. So he can't even use it in the campaign. Trev Fury says, glad to make it to the live for a change. Thank you very much. We cut a lot of people out of there. Stormy Rose Butterfly, see her a lot on my comments. Hello, Mike. Or Smith, hello, Mike. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing well. I got a lot of Trump-leflux to deal with, but they don't bother me. The fact of the matter is when I see the Trump-leflux, I'm kind of glad. I enjoy getting in their heads and making them frustrated. We get a lot of people on TikTok and here, and I get to pass along a message they don't want you to hear. That's why they come here and try to mess with me. Fuck them. Rhonda Wilkins says, how much money does the Harris campaign have now? I heard she got $27 million in NYC the other night. Yeah, that's true. She did. She's up around $600 million, and we got less than 2 months to go. I think she's good for money. How much does Donald Trump have? Oh, about 1/4 of that. It's funny watching these people. One guy says, yeah, this guy doesn't even like gas cars. Fuck you. I know who you are. I know what you are. I have 2 gas cars. I haven't bought an electric car. You know why I haven't bought an electric car? because I live in Minnesota. It gets to be 20 below. And when it's 20 below, the fucking batteries just charge so quickly. Sharon Shaw says, you definitely need moderators here. Yeah, I do. I didn't last time. I never have needed it before, but you're right. Um, I'm going to have to employ some moderators here. Let's see here. Cat sounds, the Trumplefucks are easy enough to block in the chat. Yeah, I figured it out, so now I'm doing that. Do you think he'll debate Kamala again? I think he might, because he's going to be called chicken. He's going to be called a pussy-ass bitch, and he's not going to be able to handle it. It's not a good move if he does it, because he's going to get destroyed again, regardless of what network they do it on. I mean, I see they want to do it on CNN, which is a good compromise. You know, CNN's not the Democrats' friend at this point. They do some shady shit. They lean more Republican. We saw what happened in the debate with Trump and Biden. Biden was slow and doddering, but everything he said makes sense and was on point. Donald Trump was louder and faster, but everything he said made no sense, and he couldn't keep a single thought in a simple sentence. Felicia says, Boomer, please get a moderator. Too much hate here. Well, I promise you the next time I come on, I will have a moderator, and we won't have to go through with this shit. Honestly, the last time I did this, I didn't get one Trumplefuck. I thought I was safe here. Rhonda says, when is Arlene and Ed on the show? Well, I can check in with Arlene. I can ask her, and she's happy to come on anytime. I will do that and see when she wants to come on. Ed was supposed to be on this past weekend, but he was traveling from Tennessee to Minnesota. He was on the road, so we couldn't do it. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get it done this Friday for Saturday. Simone says, thank you so much. I don't know what for, but I appreciate it, and you're welcome. Lee Adams, all is lost if Blue doesn't control the Senate. Allred, DMP, Olson in Nebraska, Kuntz in Missouri, Johnson in Tennessee, Casey Brown, Tester. I won't go. I think many of those folks will win, but I wouldn't go as far as saying all is lost. I will never say all is lost. I've heard people say it before, and here's the thing. If you go into a situation expecting to lose, chances are you're going to lose. You got to have some confidence. Don't let the media fucking make you nervous and make you scared. Fuck that. We're going to win. We got to get Kamala to win. And she will. She will. There's no question about it. I guarantee you. Let's see here. John Nielsen says 67, 68, 69 Cougar bodies had great lives. They did. It was a great car. I got to tell you, I'm 17, 18 years old. I got this Cougar convertible. I became way more attractive to girls in those days when I had that car. It had nothing to do with me. It was the car. Stormy Rose Butterfly says there is bad Trump people here. Yeah, there are. They're all bad. They're in full panic mode, Gene says. Absolutely. Zach says MLK spinning in his grave. Absolutely. When Donald Trump describes Mark Robinson as MLK on steroids, it's fucking insulting. This Mark Robinson is a dirtbag. He's an acknowledged dirtbag, a peeping Tom, a Nazi, a pervert. He said all these things. If they tell you who they are, believe them. Okay, mouse over user's name, click 3 dots that appear. Gotcha. Why would you vote for what we have in office now? All right, another one gone, and another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. God, there's some dumb fucks out here. I apologize. I was not expecting this. But I'm not afraid of these motherfuckers. They're coming after the 19th Amendment. It's no joke. It's in Project 2025. Yeah, the Project 2025 is They had a poll on that, whether you believe polls or not, and I'm not sure that I do, but they said 57% of the country does not like Project 2025. Well, no shit. If you've read Project 2025 or parts of it, how could you like it? It's absolutely draconian. I think Nerdy Astronaut is gone. Um, I'm a woman 65. I have a daughter and a granddaughter. I'm 64. I have a wife, a daughter-in-law, and a granddaughter. Don't be fucking with those things. If you start hurting people in my family, which is exactly what they're doing. One guy just said, "Are you Haitian? Are you a dumb fuck?" I mean, really, this is absolutely ridiculous. This whole thing, uh, um, this whole thing about Haitians eating pets. It's absolutely stupid. It's been proven wrong. And what does Donald Trump and J.D. Vance do? They double down. And in the process, they put people in danger. This is what Donald Trump does. He's willing to sacrifice the safety of people for his own benefit. But the dumb thing is, it's not benefiting him. It's hurting him. But he cannot say, "I'm sorry, I was wrong." He cannot say that. All he can do is double down. And J.D. Vance ain't any better. Keep in mind, J.D. Vance is set to debate Tim Walz on October 1st. That's coming up, what, a week or so? That's going to be good. I know J.D. Vance thinks he's got this one in the bag because he's an Ivy League motherfucker. Let me tell you, Tim Walz is down home, homey, easygoing, but he's a smart motherfucker. He got a marijuana bill passed in the Republican legislature here in Minnesota, and he did it by wording it properly, and he fucking gamed these guys. He played them. Tim Walz is not a dumb man, and he will tear J.D. Vance apart, mainly because J.D. Vance does little but lie. John Nielsen, even here in a deep red district, I'm feeling Kamala, Coach Walz vibes. Yeah, I think everybody is. Everybody's liking these people and feeling that they're going to win and they're going to do a good job. I think that's absolutely correct. All right. Alex Morris, get back to Russia. Oh, what the fuck that means. Daniel Wangler, I'm 68, live in Vegas, would like to give you a thumbs up. Thank you very much. You've got a fellow Las Vegian, I don't know, Veganite, Las Vegasite, old souls from Las Vegas too. Pat says, I enjoy your show, but I hope Kamala lets the nation know they had a bipartisan agreement on the border. It would be a big vote getter. Thanks for your podcast. Well, Kamala has talked about it. I've talked about it. Everybody's talked about it. Even in the debate, they were confronted about the border, and Kamala said, well, there was a bipartisan border bill, but you shut it down. Did he answer it? No, he didn't answer. I didn't do that. Yeah, you did, motherfucker. John Nielsen says, I'm 69 in northern Minnesota. Know it well. When we were young, we had a cabin in northern Minnesota by Squaw Lake. So I love it. Florida will flip blue. I'm hoping so, and I have a feeling it will. I think it might very well do this. You can always tell Trump-la-fucks because they've got these stupid names. They're a little pornographic, they're a little innuendo, and they're dumb. They're not funny, they're dumb. And that's one of the reasons I don't talk to Trump-la-fucks anymore, because you're dumb. And I have to come down to your level, and it just makes for a shitty show. And after it's all said and done, I feel like I kicked a puppy because you were no competition. Any chance for Florida or Texas, Ohio? First of all, Florida looks like a good chance because the abortion question is on the ballot. Texas is having some problems for Donald Trump. That one might be the hard one to go blue. And Ohio's an interesting situation. Ohio is pretty strongly red, but what's going on in Springfield and how he's putting people in danger and how he won't back down about it, you would hope that other cities in Ohio see this and see the danger in electing Donald Trump. I'd love to see Ohio flip. I think it's a possibility, and I got my fingers crossed on that one. Old Soul said Trump was in PA today like a skunk. He just sprayed his stank. And he looked foolish in the whole process. We're hearing and we're seeing via video that people are coming out to his campaign rallies and they're leaving early. Absolutely fucking leaving early. And why are they leaving early? Donald Trump has come to the point where he's no longer interesting. He's boring. He's saying the same shit over and over again. And even the dumbest among us are getting tired of the bullshit. They are now saying Mark Robinson had an affair with his wife's sister. No, Mark Robinson said that. He intimated that in one of these fucking posts that he never did. Put it this way, somebody went to Mark Robinson and said, I have a forensic company and we can track down who posted these if you didn't. We'll help you. We'll do it for free. And you know what Mark Robinson said? Yeah, no, that's all right. That tells you a lot. Rhonda says, JD Shady Vance says they're still sticking by Mark Robinson. Well, they haven't said they're sticking by Mark Robinson, but they aren't saying they're admonishing Mark Robinson because they can't admit they're wrong. They won't say they were wrong, so they will double down. And please do that more because that's going to kill you in the election. Nobody likes Mark Robinson after hearing the things he's posted. I'm black Nazi, I'm a peeping Tom, I'm a perv. These are all things he said he is. And it's been verified that these posts came from him. Now this dumb fuck said, oh, it wasn't me. And then he tried to tell people it was AI. Well, that's well and good, Mark, but we didn't have AI in 2012, you dumb fuck. Now, somebody says Kamala Harris didn't do anything as vice president. And I've heard Republicans say this. No, Donald Trump did nothing the 4 years he was in office. Kamala Harris was the vice president, not the president. And Joe Biden with Kamala Harris were probably one of the most productive presidential administration in the history of this country. He got tons of things done with no help from the Republicans. So you can say that, but it's not true. It's bullshit. And if you ever want to come on the show and argue with me about it, please do. Just email me at rationalboomer@gmail.com. Tell me when you want to come on. I've had many Trump-fucks say, oh, come on, and then they bail and they're chicken. They're pussy-ass bitches. They're chicken like Donald Trump is. Gordy from Utah says, go Kamala, I'm with you. Man, we blocked a lot of people. Monica says, I'm 76. I have a daughter, 2 granddaughters, and 1 great-granddaughter. I want them with a vote and the health care they need. Absolutely. I mean, just to suggest that you're out of the age of giving birth doesn't mean it isn't important to you. We're in our later years. When I'm gone, I don't want to leave a shithole to my granddaughter. I want her to have a better life, be more successful, and more rights, not less. Joseph Moss says, Old Soul is a black ebony queen, an angel, and 100% beast. Beware. Yeah, that's the thing about Old Soul. She's been on the show many times, and she will continue to be on the show. And she's very emotional about things. When she hears sad stories, she gets upset. But she's the kind of woman, and I know this from talking to her, don't fuck with her, because she could also take you out. Oh man, these fucking Trump-fucks are just dirtbags. Noah, you need a moderator. You think? No shit? Well, I didn't need one last time, and I just decided to do this tonight, so I will have one by next time. My TikTok moderator, I'm sure, will be happy to come over here and handle that, or maybe I'll get somebody else to come in and help. Maybe Old Soul can come in. She'll bust a few asses. I've seen conservative boards on Reddit directing people to harass left-leaning podcasters and such. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. But I've often said this stuff or something to people. One of my favorite quotes is from the great comedian Bernie Mac. He's gone now. But he'd come out on stage after a previous comedian had a bad set, and the audience wasn't cooperating. So Bernie comes out, and the first thing he says is, "I'm not scared of you motherfuckers." And that's how I feel about Trumplifucks. That's what they are. They are bullies. They want to get in your face and hope that you back down. Well, I'm going to tell you this, Trumplifucks, me and everybody else, we ain't backing you down. We're going to run you down and run you out, and then you're going to be done. Let's see here. Project 2025 is actually really scary. It absolutely is. I mean, when you read the things that are in there, I can't believe that you would have this idea and then put it out in print and then publish it. How in your wildest dreams do you think people would accept this? And then when people find out, you try to hide it again. And Donald Trump says, I have no part of it. Well, that's interesting, Donald, but half of your administration works for the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025. In the 900-page document, Donald Trump's name appears over 300 times. Yeah, you're not involved, you lying piece of shit. Cat sounds, I've seen conservative boards on Reddit direct. Yeah, okay, we saw that. I'm getting behind in the. Sometimes Trump makes statements lately that makes you think maybe he doesn't want to win, like tonight. I don't know if it's not that he doesn't want to win. I think he wants to win. I think he's coming to some realization that he doesn't have a chance to win. He's not going to win. So when a narcissist gets to that point when they know they're not going to win, they start making excuses like it's rigged or they were unfair to me. Now they're the victim. He's trying to find a way to sell it after he loses. I think he knows he's going to lose. Blue Car says, how much are they paying you? See, this is the thing they always say. Democrats are paying this guy. I'm going to tell you something. If the Democrats came to me and said, we're going to pay you to keep doing what you're doing, I'd take that money and I'd be proud to take the money because I'm trying to tell the truth. The other side of the coin is when Republican bots and all this stuff get paid to lie. Well, that's despicable. So, no, the Democrats don't pay me any money. They don't pay me any mind. I'm just an old guy sitting in my fucking living room, and they don't care. I don't get paid by the Democrats. Liam says, I'm not necessarily Republican or Democrat, but I really just want America to thrive. Well, Liam, if you want America to thrive, then you vote Democrat in this particular case. If you want to get rid of democracy and have America throttled and the middle class destroyed, then you vote Republican. Seems like an easy choice. Mia's Mia. I predict Gen Z is going to deliver the election to us. They aren't predicted or represented well by the polls, and one of the highest figures in the new voter registration. I'm really damn proud of them. I am damn proud of them too. If they come out and do what they're supposed to do, they can pretty much control this election. However, I think in this election, we are going to be saved. Remember in 2020, who were we saved by? Black women. We're also going to be supported and saved by black women, but white women too, because this is a war against women. The Republicans are at war against women. And if you know a woman, if you're married to a woman, you know they aren't going to stand for that bullshit. They're going to come out en masse and destroy the Republican Party. I guarantee you. And so we got another guy who I just blocked. He says, are you transgender? Is that the best you have, really? Is that the best you have? Are you that stupid? Who dresses you in the morning? Do you feed yourself? Jesus Christ. I have a low tolerance for stupid, and it's just running rampant amongst the Trumplifucks. Colin says if they lack critical thinking, it's a lost cause. I agree with you completely. If you're incapable of understanding truth or fact and you have no critical thinking, you're too stupid to talk to me or any of the other people out here. You just don't have the mental capacity. Somebody needs to block Nerdy Astronaut. I think I did. It goes both ways, Grandpa. Lefties and righties are both cuckoo. Yeah, Linda, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You gone. There you go. And people will say, you block these people, are you afraid of them? No, I'm not afraid of you motherfuckers. I'd be happy to go one-on-one in a conversation, but none of you will do that. Analytical Iowan, I will block them all. You know what, Analytical Iowan? I have the power to make you a moderator. Now, Analytical Iowan, here's the deal. He's been on the show many times. I know him very well. He has a great videos himself here on YouTube and on TikTok. So, Analytical Iowan, I know you're technically adept. You are now a moderator. Feel free to dump as many people as you have to if they're Trumplefucks. Janet Jackson is now saying Kamala isn't black. Who cares? Who fucking cares? She hasn't had a hit in how long? She's irrelevant. She's an old lady who used to be a singer, who used to have some popularity. Nobody cares. Old soul, do you want to be a moderator? Because you're dangerous. If you don't talk with the other side, you're not helping anything, though. We need conversation. You're wrong about that. As I've told you, you can't talk to them. You can't convince them. You can't express facts and truth to them. They can't comprehend it. So the only thing you can do is talk to the people who are of a like mind and try to bring them together. Because once you have people of a like mind together, then you have power to do away and eradicate these Republicans. It'd be great if I could rationalize out with a Republican, but I've tried. It doesn't fucking work. They don't listen. They don't care. They will lie constantly. DJ Black says, Colin Allred for Texas. I'm with you there. Washburn Billy, it's an honest question, and I'm not trying to get into a fight, but it's a question. What's the question? I've had so many good questions here, and then I get a few dumb questions. If it was a dumb question, I disregarded it. Denise says, don't be mean. Are you talking to me? Talking to me? Don't be mean? That's my charm. When it comes to Trumplefucks, I'm mean. I'm a bully against bullies. I won't bully anybody else. If you disagree with me, I'm fine with that. I don't care. But if you're a Trumplefuck, I'm going to get in your shit. Trump looked like crap in PA today. He was pale, sweaty, and slurring. Yeah, here's a guy that's not in the best physical or emotional shape. I've often said, I wonder if he'll make it to November. We're getting close now, so maybe he will make it. And at this stage of the game, I hope he does. I think it's important that he is the nominee because for closure in this country, we need to get him absolutely destroyed in the election. That will tear down any confidence he might still have and be a mandate against Donald Trump and the Republican Party. And then we can get some closure in this country with real people. Analytical Iowan says the only question about Kamala Harris winning is by how much. Absolutely. I agree with that. And the only other true statement is that Trumplefucks are stupid. Therese Calvarese for Colorado. She's not Lauren Boebert. Yeah, I'm not even sure how that race is going with Lauren Boebert. She shouldn't win. If she does win, I have far less respect for those people in that district in Colorado. Can't wait for 1/20/25. Yeah, that's Inauguration Day. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will be put into place, and then things are going to get crazy because the Republicans are going to lose their shit. So Yeah, I agree with you. That's going to be a great day. Are you related to Joe Biden? Oh, that was clever. Good comeback, you dumb fuck. Ah, man. I just learned how to block somebody. Yay, I block them all. Are you watching the news? I am not watching the news. I'm doing a fucking live on YouTube, you dipshit. This is good though. It kind of gets it off my chest. I talk to a lot of people who agree with me or are like mind. Every once in a while, it's nice to talk to idiots just so I can say the things I want to say to said idiots. Um, Here's the thing. If I inadvertently block the wrong person, just send me an email at rationalboomer@gmail. Tell me what the situation is. He didn't hear her say that Trump said she said it. I don't fucking know what that means. MAGA couldn't hit the broadside of a bar. Never let them in your house to pee. I think that's a good point. Trump is trash. Absolutely. I love the blocking going on. That's the best thing you can do. See, these people, these Trumplefux, don't have a platform. They couldn't pull an audience to save their fucking soul. So they come on to this this live or other people's comments, and they try to gain a platform and try to spread their message. The dumb thing about it is when they do that, they're talking to people who hate them. They can't get anywhere with it, so why even try? If you don't want to hear logic and common sense, get off the live, Trump clowns. I agree with you. Half baked, he isn't doing anything to be recorded for. P.S. You always get let up because you sound like a shill. You sound like you're gone, motherfucker. Trump said he might be stepping away. That's not what he said. They asked him if he didn't win in 24, would he run again in 2028? He said probably not. But here's the thing. I don't think Donald Trump survives until 2028. He's either going to get sick, he's going to become decrepit, or he's going to be in jail or a combination thereof. He won't be a factor in 2028. He'll be a pariah and irrelevant by mid 2025. They took it as an invitation to harass you. Apparently they did. And whatever. It makes it kind of interesting if you get dumb fucks out there. Obi-Wan Kenobi says lots of trolls means you have someone's attention enough to send in the troll bots. More views for you. Well, there's something to be said about that. And, to be honest with you, I don't do this for views or followers. I have people who are followers, and if I can reach them and talk to them, that's all really matters. I'm not concerned with getting a million views or a million likes. I don't really care about that. Why would Trump say that WW3 will happen and Israel will cease to exist if he doesn't win? He said it to a Jewish group. Unbelievable. He also said that if he loses, it would be Jewish people's fault. You have to understand the mindset of a narcissist. They're always extremes. It's always the worst or it's always the best. When they're losing at something, they don't spend the time promoting themselves or telling everything good they have because they have nothing good. All they can ever do is tear down their opponent, or at least try to do it. I mean, think about it. That's what they did to Hillary Clinton in 2020. They tried it with the Ukraine thing against Joe Biden. They're trying to do it now. They don't offer any information. They have no policy, no strategy. They just want to tell you how bad Kamala is, or Joe is, or Tim Walz is. This is why they lose elections. They have no substance. It's all just this attacks on who their opponents are. Yes, Gator Girl says, yes, Trump is done. It's all over but the crying. And there's going to be a lot of motherfucking crying when it's all said and done. I'm looking forward to that so much. I'm going to do a talk in Washington, D.C. on November 7th, 2 days after the election. I'm excited about it. I'd love to be in Washington, D.C. after Donald Trump gets his ass kicked. When he gets beat, Trump, this is coming from Kristen, he will finally lose his grip on the top. I think he's already lost his grip, but yeah, he's going to go. He's going to be like a shithouse mouse. He's going to not know what to do with himself because he's going to become more vulnerable now. This whole election thing is kind of protecting him from all these trials. When that's done, he has no protection, and the Republicans will be tired of him, and they'll be stepping away from him. It'll be Donnie Trump on his lonesome. Even his family will abandon him, and he will get absolutely destroyed in the upcoming trials. Um, I got to give the Trump-a-fucks credit. They work hard at this shit. They try hard to come up with some clever comments, but in all the people I blocked, there wasn't one clever comment, all of which were mostly stupid. This is what bothers me most about Trump-a-fucks, is they're stupid, and I have a low tolerance for stupidity, and they just show it over and over again. He gets beat, he will finally lose his grip on the GOP. You would hope so. You would hope he would lose his grip on the GOP. Frankly, after 2020, they should have let that guy go and let him flounder. But Kevin McCarthy goes in and calls him back into the fold, and that will be, in history, that will be thought as the biggest political mistake in the history of this country. That move basically burned down the Republican Party. Way to go, Kevin McCarthy. President doesn't control gas prices at the stations, price gouge on it. Well, yeah, they always want to blame Joe Biden for the gas prices. President has no bearing on it at all. Frankly, gas prices aren't that crazy right now. They're going down under $3. Truth Seeker says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Mike. Hello, Truth Seeker. Nice to see you. Lyndon says, like your views, there are left-leaning supporters, me included, would like to know what's happening with the other court cases, fines, etc. Well, here's what's happening on a couple of things I know. On the 26th, this Thursday, Trump is starting his appeal on one of his lawsuits. He's going to lose the appeal. Then he's going to have to come out of his pocket with real fucking money. And when he find out that he doesn't have the real money, then they're going to start taking his shit. That should be fun. Now, in terms of the Washington, D.C. case, we know that Jack Smith had some superseding indictments on January 26th. Jack Smith is going to be filing the first brief. It's called an oversized brief. It's 180 pages. Now, think about that. Most briefs are like 30, 40 pages. This is 180 pages. And the Trump-a-fucks have been trying to get them to stop filing this brief. And the reason they're trying to get it to stop, even though the trial will not start till after the election, in this brief, there's more fucking evidence about his activities on January 6th in Washington, D.C. Can you imagine there's more damning shit? Keep in mind, Mark Meadows got cut a deal, and he's given information. He's the guy that was right next to Donald Trump through the whole process. So that brief is going to be trouble for Donald Trump, and it's going to be help for Jack Smith to continue with this case after the election. But Donald Trump does not want that shit coming out. He's tried everything to stop it, and nothing has worked. So Thursday is going to be an interesting day. Rhonda says, you notice that Trump is wearing the same blue suit and the same red tie. He looks very sad. He looks beat up. There's no question about that. I mean, you think about it. Everywhere you turn, the media is talking about you like dog shit. Your family's nowhere to be found. Laura Loomer is your only buddy, and she's a fucking nutcase. He doesn't have much left. They're taking all his money. The only people around him are the people that are paid to be around him and say, yes, sir, regardless of how stupid he talks. Yeah, he's a sad motherfucker. Gator Girl, I don't think Trump will have the guts to debate Harris again. I don't think he does. It would be stupid for him to do it. But like I say, if they taunt him enough, if they bait him enough, and he's afraid that he's going to look weak, he may just do it. The Trump-a-fucks are starting to thin out here now. We may have gotten them all. TikTokers promoting your live here. Really? Yeah, maybe it's Analytical Iowan. That's cool. I don't know who else would be promoting it because I didn't put it on TikTok at all. And I did that with hopes that we wouldn't get the Trump-a-fucks coming over here, but apparently somebody did, and that's fine. I appreciate the help. Christian Alexander, maggots are freaking out. How pathetic to troll live streams. Well, they do it all the time. On TikTok, it gets crazy. I have moderators, and they must block hundreds of people. JV says, keep up the good reporting. Thank you very much. Glenda says, I'm glad Kamala did sit down before they start questioning Oprah. You know, they keep saying she hasn't told anything about her plans or policies, or she won't sit down and talk to anybody. They're just making this shit up. Donald Trump hasn't given one piece of policy, and Kamala has. It's all about projection. They don't do something, so they say the other people haven't done it. It's so lame, and it's so weak, and it's so fucking tired. Screaming, still talking about the Cougars and the Falcon. I appreciate that. I love Cougars. I love the Falcons, but I'm not talking about cars here. I'm not an expert on cars, and we have bigger things to deal with. I'm sorry. Lots of these are the same troll on different accounts. Yeah, I see that. I see that. I'll block them too. Anytime they open their mouth or write some text, it's pretty clear who they are. Blind says, hello, Uncle. Hey, man. Good to see you. Cindy Prim says, America has always been great. You're right. It has been great. We've had our share of problems. And with Donald Trump in office, they became more apparent. That's the one thing I will say about Donald Trump that has helped this country. A lot of the things that we're seeing that are bad in government have always been there to a certain extent. Not as bad as what Donald Trump is doing, but we've had some bad shit. But it always flew under the radar. They were able to cover it up or pay people off. But Donald Trump is so stupid that he brought everything to the surface like a fever blister, and now we all know. We can't unsee it. And when we finally get through this election, we can start cleaning shit up that we should have been cleaning up 25, 30 years ago. Rhonda says the videos of Harris rallies, a party compared to Trump rallies, a funeral. People can't even stay. Yeah. Daniel Wangler, you're gaining popularity because you speak the truth. Well, actually, I'm surprised on YouTube. I am gaining some followers and stuff, and I appreciate that immensely. I've been doing the TikTok thing for 4 years, and I have a lot of followers there. And it's very gratifying when people come to my page and say, hey, you made me feel better. I'm more sane because I listened to you. You have to understand the media is there to do one thing, not to inform you, not to be journalists. They're there to scare you so you keep watching their TV shows. It's all about money. It's all about viewership. We need somebody to tell the truth, and there's a lot of people that tell the truth. It's not just me. Analytical Iowan, he's speaking the truth. There's a lot of people on TikTok. There's people here on YouTube, Midas Touch, all those folks, Ring of Fire. There's a lot of people. And it's important we watch these things and get the information we need as opposed to the bullshit people are trying to shove down our throat. Deb says, think Trump will be on Diddy's list? Yeah, I do. There's pictures of him with Diddy. This is the interesting thing. I think we're in for a day of reckoning with what's going on with Diddy and all the people that will be exposed in that situation. When Donald Trump loses and the superseding indictments against sitting members of Congress, we're going to see a great purge of a lot of powerful, wealthy, positioned people. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be scary for a lot of those motherfuckers, but they're going down. Obi-Mom Kenobi, I will vote blue for the rest of my life so that maybe I can rebuild a new family and have a Thanksgiving turkey without a fist fight breaking out. It's maddening. I'm moving on. I agree. Every one of us has lost somebody in the family because they happen to be a Trump-a-fuck. People have said to me, well, when it's all over, we can all come back together and be friends again. Sorry, I can't. If you made the effort and supported to try to overthrow this country and put this country in a situation that's going to make it worse for my kids and my grandkids, I'm sorry, there's no forgiveness there. I'm not going to forgive you. Perry says, hi, Mike, good to see you. Good to see you, Perry. When was the last time let's see here. Yeah, we got a lot of dumb motherfuckers out here. I'm just blocking people here. Just bear with me. Never. All right. Analytical Iowan says Trump and Vance don't even know where Haitian immigrants are from. No, they don't. These people were brought in legally because they needed help in the workforce, because the city was struggling. They came there to help out, to do some good, to find a better life. And these fucking Trump-fucks, Donnie Trump and JD Vance, destroyed their lives. These people are terrified. They're locking themselves in their homes. They can't go to work. And this is all so Donald Trump thinks he can win an election. It ain't going to work. So these people are suffering for nothing. Garden Paradise, they are screaming how wearing masks infringed on their freedom, but they will be more than happy keeping track of my uterus. Yeah, that's the fucking thing. They're all about freedom until it comes to the female body. Rhonda says Roe versus Wade was just the worst failure for Republicans. I've said that before. If nothing else happened in this country, all the crazy shit and all the negative stuff with the Republicans, just overturning Roe v. Wade is enough to lose them the election. All the other stuff is just fucking frosting on the cake. They're going to lose, and they're going to lose because of Roe v. Wade. They're going to get destroyed because of all the other shit. Let's see here. In Maryville, Tennessee, we have noticed a lot less Trump signs. I mean, way less, and a lot more Kamala signs. I mean, East Tennessee. Well, that's good to hear. Ed is a friend of mine who's on the podcast. I think he lives in East Tennessee. He lives in a town that's mostly Trump-fuck, and he's a liberal. He's thinking about moving back to Minnesota, and that's for one of the very reasons. And he's originally from Tennessee, so he's going to leave his home state to come back to Minnesota, and we'll be glad to have him. Great guy. Perry says, I'm a red dot in a blue state. Okay, well, that's good enough. You're done, bitch. John Nielsen says, old soul, did you hear Trump called it Haitian? Not surprising. Here's a guy that went to Puerto Rico after the hurricane and didn't know that Puerto Rico was part of America and started throwing toilet paper and paper towels out to people. Well, this is what I say. Absolute dumb fucks. Absolute dumb fucks. Skyrocket Coast, must say your channel and your synopsis are very much appreciated. Keeps the marbles from being scattered. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. America's always been great. Yeah, we covered that. Robinson's wife does not have a sister. Oh, so he's a liar too. Big surprise. Glenda says, Boomer, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you too, Glenda. I see you in the comments all the time. And I want to say something about that. If there are a lot of comments, and when I get the comments, if I don't respond to everybody, it's because there's so many comments, and I'm a lazy bastard. I like the fact that you folks are talking amongst yourself, but just know I appreciate all the comments, even the bullshit comments. I appreciate it because it does improve the algorithm. Harris is more experienced than JFK and Reagan and Obama. She is. Hillary Clinton was more experienced than all of them. That doesn't mean she's better than they are, but it does kind of suggest these people saying that she's not qualified is absolutely stupid. She is very qualified. Uh, Thankful to Old Soul for her amazing work. Yeah, Old Soul um, does some great work for those folks. Well, I'm not going to tell the story. You can listen to the podcast. I don't want to out her with all these Trump-fucks on here. And Sanzi, I haven't seen a news story yet about Springfield where they actually talk the Haitians there. I think I have seen some where they talk to them, but you can understand how they might be nervous to show their faces on TV given what's going there. I tell everyone about P25. I won't stop till he's defeated. Thank you. Old Soul, Will, Eric, enjoy all you folks. Yeah, we have some great people that come on the show, but here's the deal. There is no limitation to who can come on the show. They'll tell you this. If you listen to the Rational Boomer podcast, you get the video version right here on YouTube, or you can get the audio version on Spotify or Audible. Anywhere you get podcasts, you can get it there. But here's the deal. If you listen to the Rational Boomer podcast, you can be on the show if you have some things to talk about. All you have to do is send me an email at rationalboomer@gmail.com. Tell me you want to be on. I'll talk to you a little bit, and then we'll figure out what time works out best for both of us. And then you come on the show. That's what Eric and Old Soul and Will and all these people have done. We've had some great Karen. We've had some great people on the show. We will continue to have great people because we've got a solid audience, a smart audience. Easy06 says Trump is losing his mind. Yeah, for quite some time. Kirsten Alexander, 45, a quiet quit. Yeah, there might be something said about that. That was big right after COVID. I will tell you this, you don't even have to say something stupid. If you just write Trump 24, you're gone. Andrew says we need a strong black woman in the White House. Yeah, I don't know that color really is a factor here. I think that she is a woman and she happens to be black, but she also happens to be the best possible candidate that we could have. The fact of her gender or her race has nothing really to do with it. I think this is good in the respect that it's going to drive the Republicans crazy, just like Obama drove the Republicans crazy. And I'm a little vengeful, so I'm happy that that will happen. Joan Dayton says, you're a godsend, Boomer. You always calm my fears. That is probably the one thing I'm most grateful for, and I never expected I would accomplish here. People saying, I've been going crazy, I've been terrified, you make me feel better. If I can actually do that for folks, I am very grateful for that, and I'm glad I can help. I'm worried about young black men and Middle Eastern Americans. Put it this way, if all women, and it looks like women, the vast majority of women are voting for Kamala Harris, which makes sense given the Roe v. Wade situation, we're going to lose some to the Republicans. It's not going to be a wipeout, 150 million to 1. It's not going to be. But there's not enough of these people, the MAGA people, the people that support Donald Trump, to win the race. When we're talking about MAGA, we're talking about 25 to 30% of the people. A significant amount, but not enough to win an election. We have moderate and independent people that can't stomach Donald Trump anymore. It took a long time, but they finally heard enough. Overturning Roe v. Wade and knowing how unpopular it is, telling people that Haitians are eating pets. Yeah, that's a bridge too far, and people are embarrassed to even be tied to that shit, and that's just the way it is. Gator Girl says, Boomer, never discount your great contribution to helping all of your listeners by being sane and sober. I'm not discounting it, but, a lot of what goes on TikTok and YouTube is you folks too. I mean, you're as big a part of it as anything. If I can help out by saying the things I say. I am grateful for doing that. But I'm just one guy. I can't fix everything. The only reason I do this is because when my granddaughter grows up and she looks back at what was going on in this time, whether I had an impact or not, she can say, well, at least Grandpa tried. He tried hard. And there are going to be hours and hours of video on the internet where she can watch me every day. It won't make any sense anymore, but whatever goes on the internet is permanent, and I got a lot of shit that's permanent on the internet, and frankly, I'm not ashamed of any of it. JB says, don't need to read P25. I believe what I hear from trustworthy boomer and old soul. Keep hitting on this. Thank you. Yeah. Old soul is really the expert on it. I know parts of Project 2025. When it first came out, I was going to say, we shouldn't probably talk about this too much. Don't give it too much oxygen, because it was all just a scare tactic. And this is what they do. And we're trying to keep people from being scared. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. But then when it kind of exploded and it started slamming Republicans in the face, oh yeah, I'm all on board now. I'm all on board now. We'll shove that down their throat. Andrew Harris says, you are oblivious yourself. Good one. Good comeback. Oh, you devastated me with that. You're gone. Fuck you. Let's see here. Christy Bloom says, I'm blocking you too. Please do that. I would love that. Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to do it. I blocked you. Fuck you. I just by chance came upon you. I'm loving it. Your blunt honestly is refreshing. I am a 69 on the 5th of October. Thank you for calling their asses out. I'm a new subscriber from Texas. Thank you, Miss LBN. I appreciate it. It's always great to come across new people. We're kind of the same generation. I'm 64, you're 69. And somebody's got to say this stuff. There's a lot of people out there that can't say the things I say because they have a boss or they have a family that says don't do it. And here's the deal. I don't work for anybody. My family knows better than to tell me what I should and shouldn't say, because they know I'm going to do it anyway. It just so happens all of my family agrees with the things I say. At first, they were a little suspicious of the fact that you're an old man sitting in your living room. Who's going to listen to you? Well, over time, people did start to listen, and now they're just going, do what you got to do, man. And if I can speak for people who don't feel comfortable speaking out for whatever reason, I'm glad to do it. I'm honored to do it. Standing up to bullies with mean words is not bullying. No, I agree. It's not technically bullying. But those motherfuckers, when I go in their face and do what they're doing back to them, they will call me a bully. So I'll accept that. I'm a bully against bullies. So fuck you guys. Let's see here. Wow. It's funny when I'm on TikTok. I'll get some negative comments from time to time, and I'll show them to my wife because I think they're funny. But she gets upset by it. She goes, "How can he say that to you? Doesn't that bother you? Don't you want to quit doing it?" I said, "Actually, honey, I think it's funny." But then I just have to go to the comments, and there's a lot of people that are just incredibly nice to me. I said, I've got all these people that are being nice and friendly. I don't really care about the bad ones. I'm glad that I'm kind of getting into their heads and they don't know what the fuck to do. So I'm cool with it. It's great. Just a heads up, I've gone longer than I thought I would get through here. So I'm going to get off in about 5 minutes or so, just to give you a heads up. The Dems take the House and keep the Senate, and then some real work can get done. Yeah, and I think that's what will happen. A lot of people are saying, well, I don't know about the Senate. Well, Rick Scott may be gone. Ted Cruz may be gone. We'll probably get a Republican in West Virginia, but we'll keep as many as we have and we'll gain a few, and then things will get a lot better. It's important, though, that the Democrats, when they do get the power, they don't get lazy, sit back on their laurels. They got to step up and do the things they said they were going to do. Make hay while the sun shines. Roman Crumb says, Rational Boomer, thank you for all you're doing. Thank you guys for all you're doing by showing up and actually listening to me. I appreciate that. Because honestly, if nobody listened to me, it'd just be me talking in a dark room. Don't let the bastards wear you down. Now, they can't wear me down. Love seeing the TJT stock bottom out. Isn't this ironic that we have the stock market absolutely blowing up? It's over 42,000. It's at broken several records. It's just flourishing, the stock market. But Donald Trump's stock is taking a shit. It was up around 70, 80 points at one stage when it first started out. Last check, it was at like $12.15. Now, I'm not sure this is true, and maybe somebody else can give me a heads up on this. Everybody thought Donald Trump was going to make all these billions of dollars. It will save him. Oh my God. But I understand that when it goes under 12, then Donald Trump gets nothing. And the reason for that is he didn't start a new IPO. He jumped on another IPO with the company he was partnering with. And that company was at $12 before Donald Trump jumped on board. So he jumps on board, shoots up to 70, but now it's back down to 12. That means everything that he gained in that TJT stock or DJT stock has gone away. It's all gone. This stock is nothing more than a meme stock. It's going to be a penny stock. Nobody's going to make money, and a lot of people are going to lose. A lot of people are just doing it just to own the libtards and show their love for Donald Trump. Well, I hope you've got some other investments, because all your shit is gone and it's not coming back. You know, I think a lot of people think, well, he'll win the election and then the stock will go up. No, bitch, he's not going to win the election. And your stock is done. It will be shut down before the election. And we're just talking less than 2 months away. Jack Smith has a lot more shit for Trump. You're absolutely right. He does. We haven't even seen the shit that's going to come out. Sean says, why are the polls so close? Well, I'm going to tell you why the polls are so close. Think about the polls. They were wrong in 2016. They were wrong in 2020. They were wrong in 2022. We don't know who owns these stocks or these polls. A lot of them are wealthy companies that own them that have an agenda for the Republicans. So you've got that problem. Secondly, you don't know the questions they're asking. You don't know who they're asking, and you don't know what they're doing with the data once they have it. Are they adjusting it so that it makes it look it's like it's good for Trump? I mean, some of the questions they ask, they're leading questions to benefit Trump and hurt Kamala Harris. The polls are bullshit. We've seen them be wrong all the fucking time. The media does this because they've got something to talk about and they want to make people think it's close. It's like being a boxing promoter. They want it close, so you come out and make sure you watch this Battle of the Titans. If the media told you it's going to be a landslide for Kamala, they think nobody's going to watch the elections on TV. So it's about money. If you really want to understand about support, it's not through polls. I mean, the polls is just a snapshot anyway. It really doesn't tell you much. But look at it this way. What better way would you identify support in a political campaign like this? It would be fundraising, because what shows support more than somebody going in their pocket, taking their hard-earned money and giving it to a candidate? To me, that is the essence, the epitome of support. And how is that going for Donald Trump and Kamala Harris? Well, Kamala Harris has fundraised 4 times as much as Donald Trump. That to me says a lot more about support than the polls ever will. Then you look at volunteers. The volunteers out there. Kamala has like 400,000 volunteers all across the country. Trump doesn't have nearly that much. Kamala has an incredible ground game. Donald Trump has 0 ground game. So when you factor in all these things, tell me the polls are close. I don't fucking care. They're not close. Do you think DeSantis will try to be his MAGA successor? Good luck with that. DeSantis is done. He's cooked. He's gone after he's out of the governorship. It's going to be a weekend at Bernie's. Trump's corpse will be wheeled around with MTG behind doing Trump's raspy voice. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Looking forward to VP debate because Vance is a fool. There's no question. Shit, I'm late. Evening boomer. Chatland. Betty Loco. She's in my comments all the time. It's a pleasure to see you here. I'm going to be leaving pretty quick, but I'm going to do some more YouTube lives. I'm starting to like this, even with the Trumplifox. I'll get a moderator. I made Analytical Iowan a moderator, and we'll handle them next time around. And next time, I'm not going to promote it on YouTube to let all the Trumplifox know ahead of time that I'm going to be here. Let's see. All they're doing is driving your views and algorithms. Yeah. They're dumb fucks. They don't know. All right, we're at hour and a half I've been doing this. I'm surprised. It didn't seem that long. So I thank you for coming on and listening and asking questions. This is a lot more fun for me to do this than sit here and just do a podcast, just me alone. Frankly, sometimes I get bored with myself, so I need other people's input, and you guys did a fine job. Even the Trumplifox, thank you for some comedic asides, because you're all dumb and you're all fucking idiots. But the rest of you, I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the fact that you're of a similar mind. We're going to kick this motherfucker's ass. There ain't no question about it. So you have a great night. If you didn't listen to the whole thing, you can get it on the Rational Boomer podcast, either on Spotify or here on YouTube. It'll be up there. You can hear the whole live if you missed it or got in late or something like that. But you have a great night, and we will talk to you. Well, we'll talk to you tomorrow. We're talking every day.